Adventure is in my blood. Finding treasures big or small and having fun is what it's all about. With my wife Melissa and our 3 kids, life is pretty full. But there isn't a mountain we can't climb together. This isn't your ordinary antique store. My name is Alex Archbold and this is Curiosity Inc. Hi guys, and welcome to today's episode. I am off today to go pick up a car. Now, I came across it the other day while I was renovating the general store. I had a fellow ride up on his bicycle and say, hey, you ought to go down the street. There's a lady that's got a Cadillac in a garage. I went and looked at it, made an offer, walked away, didn't think I'd hear much back. But guess what happened? I got the car! So now we have to go exhume a 1964 Cadillac from its garage where it's been parked since 1995. Let's hope that we can get this thing back home. It's a real tank. Now, in this case, Melissa does know it's coming home, and I clearly told my wife what was happening, and she's still okay with it, which is why she's quite a gal. But let's go get this Cadillac out and see what kind of shape it's in. So this is my contact, Vince. So Vince, you kind of rode up on your bike, your fancy bicycle the other day to the news store to check things out, but you brought me to Betty Jones' house. Now, how did the two of you meet?
Oh, we met in 1969. I was her student when I was 6 years old as a piano student. And we've known each other ever since.
And you're still a piano student, but you didn't continually take lessons.
I took a few decades off there, I'll tell you the truth. But it's my retirement gig now.
And now you're back. And is this the same house that you came to in 1969?
No, they lived, Betty Joan lived with her parents in North Glenora, where I live. And then she moved just over here onto a little more central. And it was still a quick bike ride for me, so I've been doing it for 50 years now.
And she's inside still with the student right now. So she's not out here with us because she's teaching piano actively, but we are here. We've got the garage door opened up to extract this 1964 Cadillac DeVille. It's a 4-door. It's not the 6-window. The 6-window would have had little quarter windows in the back. It's what they call a 4-window car. But it's been sitting here. You've seen it out of the garage just once, you said.
Yeah, last summer.
Last summer they had it out, but it's been sitting here since 1995 with the authentic original dust. Now, when we opened this garage door, I was a little bit nervous because I heard something scurrying inside.
It's a few varmints.
A few varmints. Well, we don't have raccoons here. We don't have rats. So I'm guessing squirrel. And there's a possibility when we pull this thing out, we might see a few scatter from the car. I'm going to try and get my way in there to get the VIN off of the glove box, but I should probably move some of these things out of the way before the tow truck gets here too. All right. Now I'm afraid I'm going to have some little angry squirrel jump out at me. Let's see if we can get in here. Don't see any critters. All right. I'm sitting in the car. See what's in the glove box. If I'm lucky, there will be some registration. It'll make it easier. Oh, I've got registration. Okay, this will have all the info we need on it. I hope the wiring's okay with all the signs of rodents in here. You hope that the wires, because this car has electrical everything, power windows, power seats, it's fully loaded. Okay, there's a couple blankets. It's funny, sometimes you buy these barn find cars and it's from a family member that might not be with us, but today we are buying it from nearly the original owner, and she's right here, so I'm gonna make sure to get her all her stuff back that I can. And you've got a few things for me to look at here, do you?
Yes, I do.
I see you've got a strop. Hopefully I'm not in trouble. So our tow truck driver, Darren, is here, and albeit for me to say that I couldn't probably haul this thing out on my own, but tow truck drivers, on the other hand, they like a challenge. So they look at something like this and think, yeah, we'll figure it out, and that's what he's going to try and do. But he did bring a deck truck, which is right behind me there. So he's got to back up as far as he can. We're going to winch it out, and then hopefully this car will see light again. To climb back in the old Cadillac here and see if I can get it into neutral. The experts at work. Looking for a place to hook the strap onto so we can pull it out. The mission here is to winch it out into the open and then hopefully be able to load it back on the deck truck, which he's got sitting there. It's a tight fit. These trees have grown in a little bit since this car's been here. The moment of truth. See if we can get out of the resting spot. I see a fin.
Oh, your wheels are turned to the... Hey, more right.
There she is. Oh, I gotta straighten the wheel out. I've been given the task of trying to keep it straight while we get it up on the trailer. It's got flat tires on the front, and his pump won't reach just yet.
Hey, can you hold the brake for me?
I don't think we have brake.
Hold the brake nice and tight.
There's no brake. There's no brake. He's asked me to hold the brake in. I am shocked that the brakes are actually holding on this severe angle. I'm afraid I'm going to go whipping forward at 100 miles. Okay, I'm off. Lost a couple hubcaps getting it towed out, but there she is in all her glory. Over 20 years. Just see if we can get some air in the old tires. There she goes, going up. Feel like we've had some intruders in here. Hopefully not still in there. They've been packing their little pine cones all inside. Clean his deck off a little bit. Air in those tires. I don't know if he'll be able to do much with that one. Guys, as we head off,
See a car.
it's loaded up, hubcaps in hand. Gonna meet the driver at my place now and put that little surprise on our driveway. I'll probably try and clean it up a bit tonight so it doesn't look so bad. It's a magical day. There's a Cadillac on its way home. There's a hot air balloon up in the sky. Things couldn't be much brighter than it is right now. There it is, safe and sound, well for now. Unless it's so heavy it tips the truck turtle. I don't think that's gonna happen though. But make for good viewing. And my mom, Linda, has come by to see what I've done. And what have I done, Mom?
What have you done?
I know, I've seen that face before. But a little wash and a little bit of a clean, and this thing will look like a show car in no time. You have faith?
Yes, of course, always.
So after a light wash, it's already looking pretty good. And I believe this is original paint on it, if I'm not mistaken. I'll investigate that more thoroughly tomorrow. For now, I'm gonna go out for dinner with my mom, and I'll come back tomorrow and clean up some of the other dirt that didn't come off right away, and then we'll check out the interior and under the hood. Next morning, car's still looking pretty snappy, and there is something I like about these old cars. They remind me of the early 60s when the Rat Pack were around, Sinatra was playing Vegas, or Elvis, Rockahula baby. These cars, you could fit pretty much the entire band, all your equipment in the back. You could put everything you ever needed in something like this. And the cost to manufacture something like this must have been absolutely tremendous at the time, but you can't find a car built quite like this today. Best thing to do for a car like this is try and get it back on the road. And as of this moment, I have no idea if there's even an engine underneath that hood. I'm sure there is. The front end would be sitting up way higher if there wasn't. It was so packed and tight in that garage, I couldn't even get around the front to open the hood, but we're gonna give it a try this morning. I'm worried it's gonna be full of pine cones in here. We'll see. Moment of truth. Oh, I gotta get underneath that. Well, I wasn't wrong. Hopefully they didn't pack that air cleaner and get a bunch of pine cones down inside of it. I might have to get my compressor out and blow all this stuff out of here before I'll be able to have a good look at it. Really hoping that engine's not stuck. It's probably a 429, if I'm not mistaken. That's what these cars had. While we're waiting for that compressor to build up enough compression to blow out the leaves and pine cones out of the engine bay, I'm going to check out the interior and see what that's like now that we've got daylight. Start with the back seat. Really not bad, actually. Headliner's good, back seat's good, floor mats are good. A little spider action happening there. Free pant hanger. That's always a bonus. Overall conditions, pretty decent in the back. Check out the front. The front seats have a cover on them, which tells me there's a little bit of wear. But you can actually get leather dye and conditioner and kind of fill a lot of these cracks in. So later today I might go ahead and pull that all out. See what's underneath the bottom here. Yeah, it's not great, but it's not bad. Seen worse. Definitely not a big fan of the shag sort of woolen look that they've got going on. Hey, I got a shop manual. That's a bonus. Dash is nice. Interior all around pretty good. So I'm frustrated because of how much stuff is coming out of this car, but this might have been some kind of squirrel legend, like, we don't know where Grandpa stashed all of his goods, we can't find it, and then here I am, darn squirrels. Meanwhile, this is like a inheritance for a family of squirrels. It's gonna take me a while to get this all out, but this is just a small portion so far. So how many pine cones can you fit in the front bumper of a 64 Cadillac? Ugh. That many. Air cleaner is off, and thank goodness. Little squirrels missed their opportunity to pack this full. This was my biggest worry, because if that had been full, then I probably would have had a real big mess down that carburetor. But doesn't look too bad. I'm just using a little bit of carb cleaner on it to spray it out, get some of that dust and debris off the sides. But I think if nothing got down through the carb, this thing might have a hope of turning over again. And with the sack full of pine cones removed from the front, let's see what we have to work with. Wiring looks good. Luckily, squirrels are mostly concerned with putting stuff places. They didn't tear into the wires at all, so the wiring looks good. The metal and frame is not rotted. Rubber components look all right. Maybe pine cones are a preservative, maybe the worst preservative, but nothing seems to have been really damaged by having years of pine cones in there, other than the fact that it's super sticky and I'm getting pine cone pine sap all over me. You can see they had a block heater on this car at one point, so it's probably driven in winter. It's in surprisingly good shape if that's the case. I'm going to change out the oil when I get home from work today, and see, maybe I'll go grab a battery, see if this thing will actually crank over. I did get the shop manual for it, which is pretty handy. A couple old fashion magazines from 1988. I guess that was the look back then. Very kind of severe and avant-garde. Looks to be in the glove box. A spatula, because you never know when you need one of those. Some cups, a little brush, a bunch of bolts, which are probably for the car, some pens, tire gauge, a roll of quarters, probably for parking meters. What year are they from? 1978, the year I was born. That roll of quarters could have been sitting in there since I was born. That's crazy. And most importantly, the key for the gas cap, because I've got to drain the old gas out before I try and start this thing. Not a bad sign. The inside of the gas cap is super clean. Generally, if the tank gets really rusty, you'd see corrosion and all sorts of stuff on the other side of this cap, like on my Isetta. Took that cap off and it was a barnacle underneath. Maybe it was parked with an empty tank, hopefully. Then we wouldn't have much or any rust in there. But I'm going to get my siphon out and see if I can empty some fuel out. Well, it was super strange. Very little, like I mean, not even a spoonful of gas came out of the tank. So I think it was parked on empty. And the gas that came out looked and smelt normal, which is really unusual after, 24 years of sitting. Maybe they put an additive, or it was leaded or something, but I think the fuel system might not be bad. May give this a try later on. Normally you'd want to clear all the lines out and take the tank out, get it cleaned, but everything looks spick and span. Really shocked, actually. Fresh battery. Gonna put some new gas in, and then we'll see if this bad boy turns over. Now's the test to see what works and what doesn't. Power seat works. Windows, let's see. Windows work. We'll leave it up in case it stops working for now. Windows work. Radio. I have not heard that call. Works. Clock. They never work. It's right twice a day. Let's see. Fan. Ooh, I'm afraid to turn the fan on. Well, I've got nothing from the fan right now. Heat, defog, de-ice. Oh. Gross. Fan works. Let's see. The wipers work. Let's check the lights. Okay, I can see outside that the lights are working. So everything appears to be working. The car is running. I forgot I should have changed the oil and the transmission fluid before I tried to start it, but what's done is done. I'm going to do that now, put some fresh oil in, and this baby might just be road ready before we know it. Just look at the dash, the shape it's in. Okay, I've got my co-pilot Dave with me here. We're gonna go and all the fluids are topped up. Oh,
That's better, see? Now
Nice.
take it in reverse once.
Okay.
What it does is fills all your,
Rear stuff too.
yeah, it fills all your, there you go. So it's a little slow in reverse.
Okay.
You're
Seems
all
to
right.
be shifting okay.
Yeah.
Just taking it easy. Sitting for 24 years, and within 24 hours, we got her running. And she just drives like smooth butter, other than the mild flat spots that are on the wheels. So I'll have to get new tires. But really just smooth. Everything seems to be shifting and performing as it should. Have not taken it at speed yet because the tires, well, they suck.
Yeah.
But I'll get those replaced the next day or so. But I think this is going to be a summer driver for the rest of summer. What a difference a day can make. Last night when I picked this car up, I really had no idea if there was even an engine under the hood. Now to come to today, where I'm actually able to drive it, and very soon we'll be able to polish it and make it look fantastic. It's just an amazing adventure. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. We'll see you all soon. Bye for now.